welcome to my channel. This is Maloney. Please like, share, and subscribe and comment. Okay, today I want to just jump straight into this video and get to the point. Okay, I'm getting a lot of messages in my inbox on Facebook how to apply for a US tourist visa, how to go about it, what it requires. So I'm going to tell you all of that today in this video. Something most people wish they knew before they went ahead and applied for a visa and go to the embassy for an interview. Number one, you need to be employed or self-employed. If you're self-employed, you need to register your business. You need proof that you are self-employed. Number two, if you are working, you need a job letter to take with you to the embassy to have proof of employment. Okay. Number three, you need a bank statement or a bank printout. I rather a bank printout. Why? Because a bank printout shows the activities of the account. A bank statement just show the amount, right? And to a embassy agent, you can put money in your bank book 2 days before the interview just to show that you have money there, right? So that's why I rather a printout if you know your bank book is active, especially if you're self-employed. A printout would work better because it shows where money comes in and out of your account over the year. And if you're gonna get a printout instead of a bank statement, you need to get a printout at least from the last 6 months. That means you need everything from the last 6 months to print out on the printout to show all the activities. If you are employed, have a job, you still going to need a bank statement because the embassy agent need to see that you are at least saving some of your money so you can provide for yourself while you're overseas on your vacation. Another thing, you don't necessarily need a family member or a friend or whoever the person may be address in the state to get a visa. If you are coming to the US to visit, you can use an hotel address, and when they ask you what address you are going to use when you come to the state, you give them your hotel address. You're going to stay in a hotel. Say, sir or madam, I am going to visit for 2 weeks and I'm going to stay at Holiday Inn, and that would be the address and the name of where you put on your application. You don't necessarily need to put a family member or a friend address, because sometimes you get a family member or a friend address and they're not straight in the state, or they're on their way to get deported, they run off. You don't necessarily need to use nobody address. When they ask you in your interview how long you're planning on staying in the state, let me tell you this today, right now, right here. When you're coming to visit the States, you should not stay no longer than 2 weeks for a vacation. A vacation do not last longer than 2 weeks in any country at all. So if you tell an embassy agents or embassy officer that you're going to stay a month or two, that's strike one into denying you from getting your visa. When they ask you, if it's a lady, you said madam. If it's a man, you said sir. When you're in the interview, you should look straight at whosoever the person is you are talking to. You should not be gazing. You should not be looking down. You should not be acting like, oh, something is wrong, I'm guilty of something. The person want to see you stand up and look straight in their face. And let me remind you this. When you go to the embassy, don't go in a room by yourself and do the interview and sit around a table and discuss. You stand in a line until it's your turn to go at the window to speak to the embassy officer. So when you hear about interviews, some persons think like, oh yes, I go into an office and I sit down around the chair with an embassy officer. No, you stand in a line with everybody else, so when you get denied, everybody else that's there can see that you are denied of your visa. The green paper is for deny, the white paper, you got your visa. I never get denied of a visa or denied from entering the United States. When you're going to the embassy as well, you need to dress well. You can't just put on a raggedy top, a raggedy jeans and feel like say, oh yes, you need to be properly attired. You need to go in your nice clean work shirt if you're working for a company with the company name on your shirt, right? If you are self-employed, well, you need a nice work shirt, a work pants, your nice little work shoes. Make sure your face is pleasant. You don't go there with a sulky face, because a sulky face will get you denied of your visa. The embassy officer can see you although you qualify, and because you're sulky or they having a bad day, they can go ahead and deny you of their visa. It's their choice to give you the visa along with the qualification you have to get a visa. And you have to have ties in your country to prove that you will come back to your country to get a visa. So if you have a piece of land that you have a title in your name, you can bring that to the embassy along with you as proof of why you should get this tourist visa to visit the United States. Okay, if you have car or cars, you need your car paper or your car's paper to show that you will come back to your country because you have assets and value here to come back to, right? Another thing, when you go to do your application at an what they call that stuff, the visa application center or the agency, right? The agency not going to tell you what you should put on the paper or not. If you put in a mistake, the agency not going to tell you. That's not their job. Their job is to fill out your application, pay for it, set your interview date, and give you your stuff to go. Number one, if you're employed to a company, you need to actually make 100 or more thousand for the month to prove that you can help yourself financially in the United States. If you're a business owner, you at least need to make 200,000 for yourself or 150,000 for yourself, depends on what kind of business you run, for the month, to show them that you can help yourself financially in the state while you're on your vacation. When you're choosing what state to go, that's where you Google and see which hotel name and address to use. The best hotel to use in Florida, Miami area, is Holiday Inn, right? It's not a shabby hotel and it's not too expensive. That's what most people that is coming to shopping on a business or whatever the case may be stays. It's not too expensive and not too cheap. So you will show them that I'm using the Holiday Inn, that's where I'm gonna stay. It's affordable for the money that's in your bank book or for whatever you have to prove. Another thing, you got to make sure all your documents that you bring to the interview is original, sign, date, and stamp. You can't bring a fraud document to an interview or photocopy. You need original documents. Okay, and if embassy feel as if you are doing fraud, or they probably might think your bank statement is fraud, depends on the job you do, because you need to dress to show them that you're a person of class. If your bank statement and your job letter show them that the work you do is high class work. If you do a high class work, you cannot expect to show up at the US embassy looking raggy and ratchety. No, they're gonna eventually make a phone call to the company, and if you're not working there, then they will hold you for fraud. And if the company decide to press charges because you use their company name as a fraud that you work there, you can get into dangerous trouble. For a person that is self-employed, please register your business or have proof that you are self-employed. For more answers and what you should do before your interview and before applying for a visa, you can also contact me on my business page at Melanie Here and More on Facebook and Instagram. I hope this video helped some of you a lot before you go do an application for an interview. Please comment and tell me what video that you like me to do next about visa applications for filing, everything about your American dream that you wish to have. Please like, share, and subscribe. I hope this helps somebody. Good luck.